Welcome back. Today we're making chicken shawarma. We're making it in a very simple way. A lot of people ask for simple chicken dishes, and we did one chicken in the oven that takes 2 hours in the oven, half-hour prep time. This one is easy, simple. It's in one tray. We're gonna do the whole thing on one tray, put it in for half an hour, then broil it for 5 to 10 minutes, and you're done. I made it last week for the first time, and it was incredible. Like once I made it, I knew I have to show you how to make this one because it's so fast, so easy, and the outcome is just so good. So let's get cooking. One of the ways to approach a dish like this is to have pre-mixed shawarma spices, and Sadaf is a great company. I have a lot of spices from them, so you can get one of these. Adonis, this one I got a set of I think 7 different spices, and there were 2 different shawarma spices in there, so that's one of the ways to do it. Another way is to make your own shawarma mix. Since we're doing this today, I can show you pretty much. We're going to start with the spices that are a must in a shawarma mix, and then some things that I add just to add my own flavor into it. You can screenshot this, and I'm going to put a list of all the spices that we're going to use. But this is pretty much what goes into making a shawarma mix. First, we're going to make our mix of spices, and then after that, we're going to get all of our chicken and vegetables into the tray. This mix that we'll make now will make you about half a cup, so it's a mix you can use today and keep some for later. First one, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of ground cumin. 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika, 1 tablespoon of ground coriander. It feels like we're preparing pigments for paint. 1 tablespoon of turmeric, 1 to 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. So I'm gonna do just 1 because for me I go lighter on the sweeter stuff and more on the savory. So I'm going to be very careful with cinnamon. So I'm putting around 1 still of ground cinnamon. 1 teaspoon of ground allspice. Same thing, it's a strong spice. I'm going to go very lightly with this. So around 1 teaspoon. Get all those colors. 1 teaspoon of ground cardamom. This is a spice you don't see much. I like these measuring spoons because they are narrow and you can pretty much fit them into any spice. 1 teaspoon of salt. Half a teaspoon of black pepper. It's half to 1, so it can be a little bit more than half. Half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg. If you want to make it a little spicy, you can add 1/4 to half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper or chili powder. So I'm gonna do 1/4 because not everybody in our house likes spicy. 2 things that I'm gonna add for my own taste is curry powder. So curry, I'll add 1 teaspoon. Because curry is not too strong, it goes well with all of our spices here. The second spice I'm gonna add some of is sumac. The sumac will add just half a teaspoon. It looks so beautiful. It smells like you are in a spice shop right now. And we're gonna mix all of this up, and this is it. This is our shawarma mix. Once you have this ready, you can you'll have here like 8 to 10 tablespoons. So that would be enough for 2 or 3 times making this dish. Mix it all up. In most recipes, you also use garlic powder, but I'm going to use fresh garlic anyways, so I just don't want to add that kind of flavor in spice because I personally don't like too much garlic powder or onion powder. I just like to put them fresh in the mix. That's it. That's all the spices for this dish. Now we're gonna take care of chicken, vegetables, and we're ready to go. Like I said, this is a one-pan dish, so I have a pan here, and I'm just covering with parchment paper. We're going to place everything here. For this dish, there isn't a set amount of anything really. What we want to make sure is that everything is laid out on the pan flat. We don't overcrowd the pan or create layers, because the key to cooking everything and having it all done well is that it's all in one layer. I personally love potatoes, so I'm gonna have some potatoes in there. Potatoes could be 1/4 inch. This is a good size. 4 to 5 medium-sized potatoes will be the right amount. With potatoes, can't go wrong. So I rather had a bit more potatoes than the rest of the vegetables. I'm using Yukon Gold potatoes, and you can also use red potatoes. Russet potatoes would work well too. Similar to the other chicken dish we made in the oven, tomatoes and onions are just great additions to put there. And you can put them on the top because they'll get, steamed and burned a bit when you broil it. This dish reminds me a bit of the soup because I'm kind of using just any vegetables that I have right now in the fridge. I'm using leftover onions that I have, old tomatoes, these peppers that were leftovers from chicken quesadillas that we made. Peppers go well with dishes like this because we have a lot of paprika, which is basically dried pepper. Like I said, I have some leftover onions from dishes I made this week. And you can cut the vegetable however you like, whatever shapes you like. It can be big and chunky. You can cut the tomato to half and just throw it in there if you want to. The last thing we have to do is mince some garlic, and that's it. For this recipe, you use 3 to 4 garlic cloves. Whenever there's an option, I go with the higher option. Okay, we cord all of the garlics. I usually give them another cut, so it's easier to press them. Many of you asked about this one and bought it, and it's tagged in the tagged products for the video. It does work really well. I'm happy that people bought it and are happy with it. I can tell you that I am. I'll show you in a second the one that I used in the last 5 years, and this is so much better. Also easier to clean. This is the one I used before. I used this for so many years, and the way it works, it has this kind of mechanism. You fill it in here, you push, but a lot of the garlic will just end up coming out from different angles. Not all of it will get crushed, and you will end up with a layer of garlic here, because you can see this doesn't go through, and it was hard to clean this thing. The reason I got this one, I didn't get any recommendation, but when I saw that these points actually go through the hole and pushes everything through, you can see nothing is left here. So anyway, I got it. I'm happy with it so far, and I'm happy that you guys did too. Okay, so these were 4 garlic cloves. We'll spread them out. As far as chicken, usually people do chicken thighs. Some do with bone and some do without bone. I always do with bone because it just tastes better. So today I'm doing 2 thighs, 3 drumsticks. They fit nicely on the tray. It all depends on how many people you're feeding. So for the amount we're making today, I'm going to use 2 to 3 tablespoons of the mix. And I'm going to try and spread it out. We're also going to mix it all together, but I'm going to spread it out. Okay, this is the 3rd tablespoon. The rest of the spice, store in a little jar, and next time it'll be so fast to make this dish. Now we're going to add 3 tablespoons of olive oil. As we make the dish, there'll be also juices coming out of the vegetables and from the chicken itself. Now we're going to mix everything Everything mixed up nicely, and you can see how it really is a good amount of marinade, perfect for what we're doing. Now I'm just gonna organize a little bit because I want to have the potatoes lower down. I want to have the tomatoes and the onions up higher. And the main thing is, again, to try and make it as flat as possible so we don't get too many layers in one spot. And you can imagine how fast this dish goes when you have the spices ready to go. Oven is preheated to 425, and we're going to put it in for 30 minutes. At 15 minutes, we'll check on the dish and see how it does. Because at the end, when I broil it, I want to have the skin side up. So I think in the middle, I'll turn it over. So the skin will be side down for a little bit, and then we'll put it back up. This is it. We're ready to go. Going in for half an hour, uncovered. It's been 30 minutes. In that time, I also made some rice. Let me know if you need to learn how to make rice, and I'll teach you. Okay, so this is what it looks like after 30 minutes. Now I'm gonna bring it up to the next level here and broil it for 5 to 10 minutes. So like I said, midway I did turn the chicken over, and now I'm gonna turn it back because I want the skin to get broiled. But you already see how beautiful it looks. Okay, turn it over. Broiling doesn't have any logic, like every oven is different. So you really just have to watch it, put it on small increments. So I'm gonna put it in, turn it on to broil, and I'll let it be there for 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna check on it again. It's been exactly 5 minutes. As you can see how quickly everything just turns perfect. Now the potatoes are perfectly cooked, the chicken is beautiful, everything is pretty much ready. Here's a little close-up of our dish, and as you can see, it is beautiful. You can choose how much you want to broil. You know, if you like it less burnt or more burnt, that's up to you. Let me just show you how beautiful. Oh, this is crispy. That's so nice. The chicken, beautiful color. The potatoes, you can see they're soft, but they also have a really nice kind of little burned side to them. But the thing is that you just smell the spices. It just smells so good in the whole house. And this dish takes a third of the time from the last one we made. I like to eat this dish over rice, and it's exactly the amount of time. Rice takes 20 minutes, and in the half hour it's in the oven, you get the rice done. It's so soft and crispy at the same time. That's amazing. Look at the skin of the chicken. Let's see the drumstick. You can see how juicy it is. This timing is perfect because it keeps it juicy, fully cooked, and that is just amazing. The only thing to be aware of is that the broil part, you could burn the whole thing. You could just, ruin it very quickly. So I really do it in 5-minute increments, and it ended up being like 7 minutes. But don't walk away. Like, stand by it, wait there. One conversation will distract you, and it will be too long. Now I have the spice mix ready, so I'm gonna try and do some with. I want to try some cauliflower in there. I'm going to try to add more different kind of vegetables and just see how it comes out. Red pepper was a great addition to it. The tomatoes, they add a lot of flavor and also a lot of liquids to the dish itself. I personally love eating them with the rice. The soft tomatoes with the rice, that's my favorite thing. If you have pita bread or any kind of bread, hummus, tahini, you can just cut the chicken with the vegetables in there, and that will be so delicious. If you want to use boneless chicken, you can. You absolutely can. If you want to use chicken breast, just slice them, 3/4 of an inch, more or less, you know, just so they don't get too dry, and try to keep them in the liquids of the dish. And because of the mixture of the spices, this dish is very forgiving. If you don't have one of the vegetables, you want to add a different vegetable, you don't have one of the spices, it's not a problem at all. There's enough good spices in there that it will create this effect and will give you this flavor. You can see how the spices give the chicken its color and flavor. I'll list all the spices that we used. When you go to the grocery store, all of them are available. So I recommend have them in your pantry, and if you do, then you'll be ready for any dish of any kind. You can also buy a shawarma mix, a ready one, and then just look at what spices are in there. And if there's some that are missing, you can add a little bit of that into the mix. And last week I was just cooking for myself. I was just looking for ideas and things that are easy to do. And I love shawarma. I've done many different shawarma dishes here, but this one just seems so easy. You just lay it out on the tray. Because I've done ones where I carved the chicken or put it on a spike and all those things. And I didn't have high expectations for this one, but when I ate it and it was so good and so easy to make, I knew that that's going to be my next video. Because it's a recipe that I'm just happy to share because I know how easy it is and how tasty it is. I'll definitely make more chicken dishes that are easy to make. And let me know if there's something specific you want to learn. I made rice. I didn't show it this time, but maybe next time I'll show you also how to make rice because it's really easy. This plate is pretty much finished, so I'm gonna go get seconds. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.